Hey, welcome back to Blanche Talks Watches. Today we're going to be looking at the Ando 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 A1 automatic. This is the full review. I don't normally put the packets back up for the review. If you watch my videos, you know I never show the box or the wrist, the roll or whatever came in again. But I'm making an exception for this one because this is the best packaging I've ever seen. Bar none, it's just number one, it's eco-friendly, it's sustainable, it's cardboard, but just the whole presentation, the way the watch fit inside this stacked cardboard, it came with half the strap off, so it sat in there. You can see the movement through the back, the face through the front, very cool. And then even the level of detail of having the schematics of the watch on the box itself, very cool. Okay, you don't care about the box, here is the actual watch, and it is a funky one. This is something that I saw on Facebook originally, in I think it was the League of Microbrand Watches Facebook group, and as soon as I saw it I thought I have to get that in for review. Obviously this is an asymmetrical case with an offset dial. It's got like the donut dial on it. This is the silver version with the black ring, signed crown as well there. This watch is kind of minimalistic, practical, but also quirky and fun. The strap is a leather, genuine leather. It's quite a thin strap but suits the watch. Quite soft and supple right out of the box. I was very slightly concerned on opening it because it is a thin strap, but it's held up perfectly. There's not a mark on it at all. Obviously apart from where it's been clicked in, and I've had this for a good few weeks now. I had a very busy schedule, so I was lucky enough to get to keep this long enough to give it a proper shakedown. And to be honest, I found myself wearing this far more than I expected. One thing I wasn't expecting, I wasn't aware of the size of it. So I'll show you now with the calipers. This is not a large watch. So including the crown, which only sticks out very slightly, you're looking 36.5 without the crown. It is 36.2. So the crown sticks out a fraction of a millimetre past the case. The lug to lug then on this, 42. The thickness then, I think it's 11 and a half. So this absolutely isn't a large watch. At 36.5, it's quite small. I've said before my preference would be 42. Do have watches down as low as I think 35 on some of my vintage pieces, but the way this wears is quite unusual. So I'll throw it on the wrist so you can see. My wrist is 7¼ inches, so this would definitely be at the smaller end of what I would consider wearing on a day-to-day basis, but there's just something about it. So there we have it there. So you can see, it doesn't look small on my wrist. It's quite slab-sided, sits tall versus the size, but there's no problem getting under a shirt cuff. As you can see, the crown's not going to dig into the back of your hand. It's very ergonomic and extremely comfortable. It's a funny one. If you told me I would happily be picking a 36mm watch, I wouldn't believe you. I have my vintage pieces, and to be honest, I wear them more for this. I like them. I like the look of them. I feel they're too small when I wear them. I like the story behind them and where they came from, and that's why I wear them. But this watch is different. I found I was wearing this for the look and the feel, and this is described as a unisex watch as well, and you could definitely fit it on a smaller wrist or a lady's wrist. Just as much as you could on a man. I'm a big guy and no problem at all wearing this. I actually got compliments on it as well on the night out, which was surprising because It's very rare. It happened on the Sovereign calendar as well, so 2 of the watches I had in review got compliments, and my own collection doesn't, so what does that tell you? But yeah, this is it's unusual. It's very nice, and I don't know what it is about it that I'm so drawn to, but it's a really solid piece. All the details, as I said before, the minimalism, so you don't have any writing or text at all on the dial. You've got the little engrave there. I thought it was really cool. It's the underside is where you've got the logo on the case. See it there? And then the workhorse, the NH35A movement inside. So it's designed in Finland. Sapphire NH36, 5-bar water resistant. So 50 meters stainless steel case. And this is number 71 out of 100. They are limited edition. There's, is there 4 variations, I think? There's a black case as well for this. I really like the black ring of the case back against the matte or satin silver side. When you're wearing it almost looks like it steps in, but it doesn't. It's flush. You can see there, it's completely flush with it, but kind of tricks your eye. The details and finishing on this are very nice. I like the way it changes the angles, and it goes from beautiful curves into the angular lugs. The only negative was this underside is just slightly sharp, but I get that. I mean, it's not going to cut you, and that's not going to happen. And the way it sits, it's not going to scratch you. You're not going to notice when you're wearing it. It's just if you're holding it there, you can feel it. It's a little bit pointy, but that's what happens when you get such a definite corner. And I wouldn't change it. You'd lose the harshness of that angular change there. The quick release spring bars on the strap, it's for easy strap changes. I'd say this would be a strap monster as well. You can change so many different ones. One advantage of getting the video out so late, I saw an update from the owner of the company. They're planning to do a run of cases for modders, which is absolutely fantastic, because I actually have a couple of projects in mind for this case. I'm planning a space themed build, and I think this could be a really interesting case to do that with. There's some other things in the works as well. I believe they're going to do other coloured options for the case. I think this is a watch you could have a few different versions of with the different colours. It's such a nice, fun piece. Pricing wise, I believe it's €280. I'll put the link and details in the description below. But that's a pretty solid price for such a unique piece. I believe they said everything on this watch is unique and bespoke made, except for the movement. I think it is. I think it's just the movement and the date and day wheel. It's a Japanese English day wheel, and I think everything else is custom made for this watch, which is really, really nice, because there's always a risk you're going to get a cookie cutter watch where parts have been bought out of a catalogue. So to have everything just for this watch is very nice. But yeah, I'm super excited about the thoughts of getting a case to do a project, because yeah, I think you could come out with some great things, and I'm really excited to see what some of the Seiko modders do with it. I wonder actually on the dial size if I can get it rough. If it's 28.5 is the standard Seiko size. I think it's, I'm not sure how it sits in the case, but yeah, it could quite possibly fit a standard Seiko 20.5mm diameter dial into this case. If if that's the case and you can fit a Seiko dial in here with the Seiko movement, there is going to be so many cool projects done with this. I really can't wait to see it. And like I said, I have a space themed project in mind for this case, or if they do run a cases, it'll be interesting to see as well what colours they come out with, because yeah, kind of like the swatch with the Omega Cross Swatch watch, all the different colours. I think kind of opened a lot of people's minds to coloured cases. So yeah, it'd be great to see what they come out with. They're also coming out with a range of stands as well. I think there's a premium aluminium or aluminum, for people who pronounce it wrong, stand, and then a cardboard stand, which I'm really, really intrigued by. If you can't tell, I'm a massive fan of the environment and eco-friendly products, so I think the cardboard stand, as simple as it is, I think could really go far, and I'd be excited to see other brands take it up and use it as branded props and things. So yeah, this company is definitely going places. I think follow their socials and keep an eye on their website and see what they're doing. But yeah, it's a nice one. Put it back on the wrist again to just show you. So as I said, 7¼ inch wrist. So I would have said this would be too small, but having it on, it's absolutely not too small. It's super comfortable. There's no issue at all. It's quite light as well. Light in a good way. It doesn't feel cheap, which is always tough. If a watch is light, you don't want it to feel cheap, and this certainly doesn't. You can tell this is a lovely piece. Get a nice close up of the dial there, with the texture on it and the dirt on the crystal. Oh god. Yeah, okay, we'll do a quick check of the lume, and I'll actually shine my UV torch on it here. Just give it a super quick charge. There it is. It's not amazing, it's good. It does the job. You'll be able to tell the time, I think, the whole night. Yeah, it's enough. You don't need it to be super bright. It's not a dive watch, 50 meters water resistance. My verdict: this is a nice watch. This is a cool watch. It's quirky. It's fun. You can judge yourself your wrist size. I think anyone with a small wrist absolutely should pick one of these up. Up to 7¼ like mine. No issue at all. I think you should definitely get it. Bigger than that, it might start to look a bit small, and it depends on your own personal preferences. I feel it does, well, it doesn't wear large. It has the presence and the uniqueness to stand out on a wrist. I'll put up some pictures of the different colour options so you can see them. It was actually pretty tough to choose which one I wanted to review because they are quite nice. So this is my favourite, and yeah, I'm glad I did. It's very nice. It's definitely one I'd think about adding to the collection. I might have to have a word and see, can I work something out and not send this one back, because I'll miss wearing it. It's just so different than anything else I have in my collection. It's one I think you need to see in person as well. I think the photos don't do it justice. I think it looks much better in the hand. It's tough to come across in video as well, but yeah, the photos really don't do it justice. It's much nicer than it appears on pictures on Instagram or whatever, but yeah, it's very, very cool and unique. There's other watches that have, off-centered dials and stuff, but yeah, this is a modern interpretation, and yeah, look, I really, really like it. So that's it. Final thoughts: nice solid watch, good price for what you're getting, workhorse movement. The NH35A shouldn't be any issues. If there was ever any issues, there's millions of them around. You'll always be able to get parts and service done. Quality issues on this, none. As I said, the only thing I pointed out was just the little edge here that was slightly sharp, but that's a choice. I'm pretty sure that's a design decision rather than an issue. I wouldn't change it because you can see how straight that line is. you'll lose that harshness of the line. You can see the beveled edge up here. You'd have a more beveled edge like that, and that bottom line is beautiful the way it is. Other than that, nothing. Absolutely perfect. No issues at all. No dust under the crystal. The movement, just standard MH35A. It's a workhorse, it does the job. I like them as a movement. I have always found they're accurate for me. Yeah, that's it. Big thumbs up from me. And yeah, I can't wait to see what modders do with this case, and really looking forward to seeing the other colours of the case coming out in the future. If I ever get my hands on them, I'll put them out in a video as well. Yeah, look, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching. I'll put all the details and links to where you can pick one of these up in the description. So please do drop a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.